Let's dive into the rivalry because I got to tell you, doesn't feel, and Hugh, I'm excited to get your thought on this in a minute here. It doesn't feel to me like it matters to the players like it used to. Like they get as caught up as I remember back in the day when you were playing and Ike was playing. Let's hear from a couple of those players yesterday. And it might just be these guys' particular personality, but it just kind of feels like the players don't see rivalries the way they used to. Let's start with Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter talking about the rivalry. Of course, the last time these two teams played, he didn't participate much. So he owes us a big game on Sunday. Here is Carter on the Eagles-Cowboys rivalries.
Yeah. No, I get the fans what they want, man. You know, it's probably a bigger game for the fans than us because you hear them all 24/7. They could do all the talking, do all the stuff like that. But, I'm out here playing for my family, fans, and the team. So,
ain't nobody trying to hear that, man. Listen, it's the same cat that spit on Dak, and you believe it don't mean nothing.
Well, why did he say that?
Because it's not Sunday. I don't believe that.
I don't think it matters to them as much as it used to.
It does.
Well, hold on. Is it because it's Sunday or is it because it's the Cowboys?
It's Sunday and it's the Cowboys. It's two of them.
I think more so it's just Sunday and they're the opponent that they're playing than it is the Cowboys.
No, I think it's the Cowboys.
So let's hear A.J. Brown, another contemporary player, and he even doubles down. He's been saying this since he got here. Here's A.J. on the rivalry.
Obviously, fans of sports have huge rivals. Here in Philly, it's the Dallas Cowboys. Do the athletes feel that? Do you guys have like your own personal rivalry? It's another game.
I've been saying that since I got here.
Yeah.
I don't get into it.
Yeah, you do.
You
can't help but
you can't tell them they're lying.
I think they're lying.
Okay,
flat out.
Let me give you my
Say
theory,
it to the face.
and then I want to hear.
Think you're lying.
I want to hear what it was like when you played. My theory on this is that these teams and coaches and players have gotten so focused on next play, next moment, this week, they don't think like players used to, where they got caught up in the rivalry. Like I really think to the Eagles, Sunday is Sunday. It's the next game. It's the one on the schedule. Now, it's a division game, so it has more meaning in the standings for them than, let's say, a game against the Buccaneers, right? But in terms of I don't think these guys hate the Cowboys the way we hate the Cowboys. And I think 20 years ago, 25, 30, 40, it was more of a thing, like the Buddy Ryan days. Even when you played, I think you guys felt it more than these guys seem to.
I refuse to think that they don't feel it because, one of the greatest things that I remember about when I came to Philadelphia was meeting Harold Carmichael, Mike Quick, and Dave Price, God rest his soul. He was my trainer when I was with the Jets, right? But he came from Philadelphia. And they used to tell me stories about Dallas week. And I remember one story they were telling me about how Jerome Brown, they were coming down the tunnel, and the fans were yelling and screaming at him, and he's on the side, and he's wagging his finger, he cussing everybody out because, he going back and forth with the Dallas fans. I refuse to believe that these young men walk around this city and that there isn't somebody that tells them their Dallas story and they get charged about it. I refuse to believe that.
I don't think they care.
I refuse to believe that because that's how much this means to the city. I remember vividly. And I don't remember a whole lot. But I remember walking through the airport my first time here and people saying, hey, man, whatever you do, just be Dallas. Coming from New York, coming to Philadelphia and not playing it down, but those people knew who I was. That kind of reminded me when Jalen Phillips came to town, and people were doing that. I refuse to believe that.
So I think
you just asked the wrong guy.
Well, two guys. That's two huge players.
You talked to one guy.
AJ's a captain, by the way.
Yeah. Well,
AJ's.
When you say that, it's kind of laughable.
He has a C on his chest.
So
we used to say back in the day, AJ probably out to lunch.
Yeah, but Jalen Carter is too.
Hey, Jalen Carter's not all there.
Okay. So, well, that's true. I agree. So,
I'm not, and I say that with all due respect.
But can I give you a theory on something else that's changed? Let's be honest about the difference between the Eagles from the moment you arrived to now. The Eagles in 1998, in terms of the city and the expectations and what mattered, beating Dallas twice constituted a good season. Beating them because there were no expectations for a championship in 1998. Now,
you talking paradigm shift?
Yeah, like I'm not saying the rivalry is not quite the same.
But we're at the top of the mountain now.
We're at the top of the mountain, so I don't know if fans are saying this to these guys as much as they were when they saw you in the airport, like, please beat Dallas. Now it's win the Super Bowl again. So
but that's part of it.
I wish that they cared more. Like, I'd be cool to me if one of them came out and said, I hate the Cowboys. But
I think
BG feels like the last one of that.
The last of a dying breed.
Yeah, I just don't feel like they feel it anymore.
Like, I don't know. And it does almost feel like since we've started winning and the Cowboys have been irrelevant for so long that there are even a lot of fans who are kind of just like, I'm not like, why do I even bother with them anymore? Yeah. It's fun to see them lose and to laugh at them and stuff, but is it like, you don't get like the nerves or like the, oh my God, like the Cowboys thing anymore. It's just not like, it's not there as much. And then how many of these players do you hear talk, like, was it CeeDee Lamb in the offseason who's like, man, like Jalen Hurts, I played with him.
Right.
It's the guy, it was great to see him win a ring. Like, what are you talking about? Get that out of here. There's way too much respect between players on opposite teams.
I wish there was more hate. I miss the old school. You know what I miss?
Spit on deck again.
I miss the word. What's a little saliva, Kyle?
We don't need that.
You know what
you got no room to talk.
What do you mean? I didn't spit on anybody.
No. But you're always saying, so you got to punch this guy. You got to beat this guy up.
I'm metaphorically speaking.
No, so am I.
I'm metaphorically
spit on Dak again Sunday.
I wish they hated them more, but I don't feel like they do. I wish it was like it was, let's say, 25 years ago. If you're watching on YouTube, you're going to have a chance to watch this. We got an old clip of this. How about this? 2000, the Pickle Juice game. This is what we're talking about. This is hate. And there's some big highlights in here from a certain number 53. Let's listen and watch those. 114. I got to tell you. That number 53, that guy could play.
Yeah, you see that taking 2 or 3 double teams, triple teams. And
My favorite was the sack where you like jumped on Aikman. You had him, and then I don't know if he was about to throw and you were going to knock it down, but you jumped into him.
Yeah, that was the
what
thought.
happened to that guy, man?
He's still around. He's sitting right here, Kyle. He's chilling.
No, he's just recklessly
That's not the guy that
now
we
he
with
just
every day.
recklessly speculates.
Yeah, by the way, Sumerall stinks.
Well,
Dude,
all right, hold on.
Don't do that.
I mean,
don't do that to
I
the
grew up
OG.
on Summerall Madden.
But you got to think though,
He's
Kyle.
older.
That was an era where less was more.
It was at the end.
No, more is more.
I mean, you can't judge Pop by the end.
Yes,
I mean,
you
then you
can.
got to give him the full breadth of the life.
So I've never heard a good Pat Summerall clip. Never. Tell me what his best call is. I'll find it.
I don't know what his
guarantee you
best
it
Well,
sucks.
see, Summerall, he would set up Madden.
Sure.
Madden was the guy, but he would just tell what the play was, and Madden was like the guy that kind of painted the picture.
I will say this: when you hear him in the context of today's broadcasters,
it's different.
It's different.
No,
It doesn't.
snooze fest.
It doesn't hit the same. But in the context of what he was up against, he was the top dog.
Yeah, he was that dude.
They were the top lead. They were the dogs.
You know what? The field wasn't that strong.
Well, that might be. I mean, sometimes
I'm sorry.
some areas are different than others. I mean,
that
That
era
was cold,
not
bro.
as good for announcers. I mean, maybe Howard Cosell, but like Summerall, no juice whatsoever.
Okay.
I want to fall asleep when I listen to him.
I will say this. He was very good at taking a backseat to let Madden be all the personality.
That's basically what it was.
Yeah, I mean, he let Madden be the full breadth of the personality of the booth, and he just kind of gave you the nuts and bolts.
Yeah, not good.
All right, you know what? I don't want to argue it.
Well, because it feels like it's hard for you to deny.
But we're here.
I guess I'm going to use a cop-out phrase. You had to be there.
Yeah,
you had to be there in the moment.
Because every time I rip Summerall, it's like, oh, that was the times. It's like nobody can ever give me a good reason why he was actually good.
Well,
it was just that was the way it was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
that's
that tells me a lot.
I mean, because that's when I guess the announcers became like storylines. You know, because it was Madden and the Madden Cruiser, and Pat was his guy. Yeah.
I also feel he got worse at the end, which but that happens. I mean, that happens.